About this time 2 years ago, Cyberpunk 2077 graced us with one of the most broken gaming experiences in the modern age of gaming. Now, in those 2 years that have followed, it's been patched up to be more playable, but that does not mean it does not still have its fair share of bugs. Cyberpunk 2077 has a lot of potential, a lot of purpose, and some really seriously good stuff in it. People just look at it as, oh, this game is broken, that means it's completely bad. A game can have good mechanics, storytelling, or whatever the game has to offer, and just because the game is riddled with bugs, or broken things, or broken textures, or broken pizza pie, does not mean the game is bad. And 2 years post Cyberpunk trauma, we have another Cyberpunk among us. Ladies and gentlemen, Pokémon Scarlet and Violet. I've been spending the last week and a half playing the fuck out of this game, and I can safely say that this is one of the best Pokemon experiences of at least like the last 10 years or so, but this game is beyond broken. And I don't just mean, oh hey, the game lags every so often. It does, but that is not everything that happens. Aside from all the bugs and the glitches and the technical problems that this game offers, it's a really solid Pokemon game. The designs of the Pokemon, the story, the animations.
Oh, another Pokemon game with no voice acting? Oh, jeez, Lois, this is worse than the time I played every other RPG I've ever played, and they only have some voice acting. Well, shit.
Everything feels so good. And then the technical side of it all gets in the way, and it kind of dampens the experience just a little bit. Like, I saw some gameplay of people getting into the single-digit FPS numbers going into a city. Pokemon meshing in with the environment, and I don't mean in the good way. Pokemon doing spins and circles like they're getting ready for a fucking triathlon. I don't know who to blame here. I really don't. Do we blame Game Freak for just giving us an unfinished $60 product? Or do we blame the big guys over at Nintendo? I'm more naturally inclined to disagree with blaming everything on Game Freak, because in all honesty, every choice that they make belongs to under the hands of the Pokemon Company. They are the ones that tell them what to do, and they're the ones who supervise everything. And then the Pokemon Company is owned by Nintendo, so by that law of ownership, Nintendo is to blame. 100% Nintendo is to blame. They kind of forced the Pokemon Company to release 3 games in the span of a year, and that is fucking ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that they had to then hire Ilka to help develop Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl so they can fill that quota for last year, because Arceus wasn't finished yet. So they're like, hey, we need you guys to do this one while we work on this one and this one. It's ridiculous. It is... Do they wish nothing but death and destruction to these people's families? Like, I don't get it. I don't know why Nintendo is so gung-ho on releasing 3 Pokemon games in 1 year. That's never been done before. And if you want to get technical, if you really want to get technical, they released 5 games if you're counting both versions of Scarlet, Violet, and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Arceus only had 1 version, which made it feel like a more complete experience, and I think Arceus is the best game that they've released out of the 3 of them, but Scarlet and Violet definitely takes the cake for me on most things, because some of the new Pokemon are just so fucking good. And the stories, oh my god, the stories. I loved the stories. Let's talk about the terastallizing bullshit before we get into anything else, because I know a lot of people are going into this expecting to hate the terastallization shit. They're like, oh my god, it's just Dynamaxing or Mega Evolution, but for toddlers. Give us Mega Evolution back, yada yada fucking crybaby bullshit. I think terastallizing is great. I think it is dumb in thought, like your Pokemon gets surrounded by fucking crystals, and they gain an extra type. But that actually really comes in handy, and it's not only really good for competitive, but it also fundamentally breaks competitive in a way, because wild Pokemon when you find them, if they're the terrestrialized ones that you can see on the map or in the world, they will have a different terrestrial type. So let's say I find a Hoppip out in the wild, all right? I see a Hoppip, grass flying type, funny little dude. It can have a terrestrial type of a fire type, and then it will be a fire type. It will not be a grass flying type. It will know grass flying moves, but it will be a fire type. And I think that's really fucking interesting. Like, you're giving a Pokemon essentially a complete rework while still keeping their moves and their ability fundamentally the same. And I hope that they do more with stuff like that for future generations. I mean, would I like to see Mega Evolution back? Yes. But I think what they're doing right here is genuinely a step in the right direction. Now, sometimes it does become a little frustrating. Like with the 6-star raid bullshit, where they are literally fucking impossible without other players. Oh my god. I want to tear my fucking hair out and rip my eyes out of my ass every time someone brings a Pokemon and that does fucking nothing. Let's talk about Pokemon designs really quick, because I think this is the generation where they really needed to fucking shine here. And they did. They definitely delivered. Some Pokemon, not as much, but honestly, this is probably the best design generation since, like, Gens 5 and 6. The starters. Let's talk about the starters. These are probably the most important ones that you're going to need to know and want to know. They're great. All 3 starters, fucking through and through, are so good. Meowscarada, Quaquaval, and Skeledirge are the 3 final evolutions of our cute little kitty cat, our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure duck, and the funny little Craft Singles crocodile who I love so much. Like, look at him just stare off into fucking space. He's so cute. I got one complaint about the starters, though, is Skeledirge. While he is very cool, very impressively designed, so shout out to whoever does fucking design the Pokemon, it looks a little too over-designed. I don't know if it's, like, the colors I don't like, or what. I don't know. I think it's a fine-looking Pokemon. I don't hate it. And honestly, when I start Violet, because I've been playing Scarlet through this adventure, I'm probably going to use it because it's the only one I haven't used yet. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I've heard nothing but good things about that Pokemon, and he's a fucking beast and a tank. I'm excited. Tinkaton. Brilliant Pokemon. Kinda useless late game, I'll be honest. I have one on my team, and I haven't really used it much. It's like the first fairy type I think I've used since Hatterene. It's just kind of a useless fucking Pokemon. I don't know. I don't really like fairy types all that much. Even less steel types. I don't really try to use steel types too much. So, I don't know. I'll take what I can get. It's been a good stay on my team. It's pulled me out of some sticky situations, so I'm grateful for it. Ceruledge and Armarouge are probably the highlights of this generation, for me at least. I use a Ceruledge on my team, and holy fucking shit, that thing swept through everything. Not only did I get it traded so it has that XP boost, because if you didn't know, traded Pokemon get that little bit of an extra EXP boost, so that thing will gain levels like a motherfucker. And its Ghost Fire typing just sweeps everything. It's fast. It deals damage. Its main signature move, Bitter Blade, heals it whenever it deals damage. And it's just, oh my god, it's such a good fucking Pokemon. Oh my god. The design is so good too. Holy shit. And of course, we can't forget about Clodsire. Like, if the starters were bad and Ceruledge and Armarouge weren't in the game, I think Clodsire would be my main Pokemon. I'm gonna keep it real. He's such a bundle of joy. Like, look at that face. Look at that face. How can you not love that face? Like, come on. He's just a giant chocolatey Claire. He's so squishy. The legendaries, how are they? Koraidon and Miraidon. Honestly, Miraidon, he's not bad. I like him. He's cool. But Koraidon is where it's at because its second form, like its battle stance form, whatever you want to call it, it's literally just Goku. Like, it literally just has Super Saiyan hair. It's the dragon. It's cool. It's fucking cool. I'm glad that legendaries have kind of picked up, because the legendaries in Sword and Shield weren't great. I think they were probably my least favorite legendaries out of any generation. So I'm glad that whoever designed these ones actually decided to pick it up. And then the 4 fucking other legendaries in this game are fucking hilarious. Like, I've talked a lot about this game. I don't want to spoil everything that the game has to offer. But yeah, I fucking thoroughly enjoyed this game, and I really hope you guys will too. I'm really disappointed to see that not everyone is liking the game. Well, it's because, you know, the game's buggy. It's a fucking Switch game. The Switch can't handle games like this. It can barely hold fucking Breath of the Wild, and that game is almost half a decade old. I'm old. I'm just excited to see that some people are actually liking this game, because Legends Arceus, that game got a lot better critical reception from fans and critics alike. I'm just excited to see what they're going to do for this game, because it has so much potential. I just hope that they actually take the time to iron out the fucking bugs that are in the game. Because I see maybe a couple more games in Gen 9, and then we move on to Gen 10, which is fucking weird, man. We're getting to that point where Generation 10 is literally the next generation in line. You know, with Gen 8, we were like, oh, hey, yeah, we have Gen 9 to look forward to. Then we have Gen 10 after that, and we're all worried what that's going to be like. This game is exhilarating, it's fun, it's emotional. It made me tear up a little bit at the end with some of the stuff going on in the story, but I will not say what is going on because the game's only been out for a week. I don't want to spoil it for everyone. Go play this game. I beg of you to play Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, if you want to wait for all the bugs to be ironed out, that's understandable. I don't blame you. But I wasn't going to miss out on this game at launch because I've played every Pokemon game since I was a little kid at launch. So it's just like, it's nostalgia for me. Even if the game was a fucking steaming pile of donkey shit, I still would have played it and I still would have had some level of fun seeing not only new Pokemon, but old Pokemon that haven't seen since my fucking childhood. Like Go-Goat, he's back! So yeah, without further ado, I'll shut the fuck up and I'll end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry I haven't been around recently. I've really been trying to catch up on games that I haven't been able to finish. Like God of War Ragnarok, finish that. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, finish that. I'm working on Sonic Frontiers right now. I need to fucking sit down and finish that one. Callisto Protocol comes out the day that this video comes out, so I'm going to be playing through that and I'll end up reviewing it. And for Christmas this year, I really don't want to just review games and whatnot, because last year, I only really reviewed games. I did a Christmas special thing, but that was a whole big fucking clusterfuck. I want to be able to review anything that I want, or things that I've played throughout the holiday, or my best holiday memories and whatnot. I'm excited for Christmas this year. I really am, because I really want to put forth more effort than I did last year. It was more of experimentation last year, and I've kind of finally figured out what the fuck I want to do. So yeah, see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.